Alright, so here we are back at it again with the Polaris Outlaw 500. So the last video, we pretty much did as much possible as we could without having the gaskets and the timing chain and then our piston. The piston came in, I went with a Numaro piston and got just a regular Amazon timing chain. It looks to be the same. So I got those two things. I haven't got the gasket kit. Unfortunately, those are going to take a good while. It probably will take like a week, unfortunately, to get those. So I will be waiting for a little while for those. But we could pretty much get everything else assembled today. And then I will be putting the valves back in and the valve seals. Another thing that we are missing also is one of these little half moons, the clips for the cams that go right here. So I got that on order as well. Pretty much that and the gaskets. That's literally all we're missing on this thing. Another thing though, also, it's kind of weird. I guess this one has the brake switch or the brake master cylinder out also. It's kind of weird. I don't know if that's just really common with these Polaris Outlaws, but that's how the last one was too. Huh, has like a kill switch. Didn't even notice that. But yeah, so that's another thing that we're gonna have to probably figure out. If not, we'll probably just roll with it. But so let's go ahead and get started. I did do a very light hone on this cylinder because it was not bad at all, but I wanted to make sure it was pretty smooth. First things first, I'm probably gonna start putting the timing chain and the gears on. Then we will move to the cylinder, and then then we will move it into the piston, assembling the piston, and then we will move to putting on the cylinder, and then the valves and seals for the head over here, and then the cams pretty much can go on last when we get that half moon clip, and then yeah, I guess that's pretty much all we are going to be able to do today. But I mean, still, we're advancing little by little. We're getting there. So no worries there. So let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Alright, so first things first, let's get this up. Alright, so here we have our drive gear for the timing chain, and I believe it only has one way that it can go on. So, and then there's a little dot that's supposed to be poked out there. And usually the OEM one has 2 gold links, which this one doesn't, so it doesn't really matter which way we put it. But if you guys watched the last Polaris Outlaw video, there's like supposed to be 2 gold links, and it's supposed to like go all together a certain way. And there we have that. I'm just going to put it aside over here. Next we're going to put on this main drive gear. And it's supposed to be lined up with the clutch, and then a washer, and then this nut. All tied up in there. There's that. So we're pretty much done with this whole side now that we got the timing chain in here. Don't really think there's anything else we need besides the cover and then the gasket, but obviously we don't have any of that. So that's pretty much it for this side. But now we could start assembling our piston in here. So we could put that on, and then put our gasket and then our cylinder. So circlips, wrist pin, piston rings, and piston. And this thing does look pretty nice. That's the quality of the piston there. And first thing I'm going to do is put one of the wrist, the circlips for the wrist pin in. Wrist pin or circlip is in. Just want to get this ready. And I already kind of went over all the sizes for the piston rings here. So we should be good to go on that. So there we have it. All of our rings are pretty much put on. The only thing I want to make sure is I'm not 100% sure the wavy one on the oil ring. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be facing down or if they go butt up. So I'll double check that, and once I know that for sure, I'll put the piston on, and then we can slide in our cylinder. Alright, you guys, so I did check everything out, and everything checks out to be good and the exact orientation of where it's supposed to be. And then how I was telling you guys that wavy ring, it's supposed to be buttoned up next to each other. It's not supposed to overlap or be facing this way. It's supposed to go down. And then obviously you want your piston rings in like different degrees, so like 30-degree difference or 120-degree difference. I don't think it really matters how much of a difference, as long as they're not all just obviously in one way. Just gonna lube everything up a little bit in here so we can get this wrist pin through. But alright, so now we're ready to put in our bottom gasket here. I'm gonna just go over it again, make sure. Now we're ready to put in our bottom gasket here. I'm just going to make sure the surfaces are clean, especially after putting the gasket stuff on. I had already kind of gone through it, but there's always extra stuff that gets put on there. And then this I wasn't able to get off. Alright, so here we have our base gaskets, and I actually have this Tusk head gasket kit, but I obviously don't have the sides, so I'm going to use these out of this one so we can start moving along in this cylinder here. Alright, so now we're pretty much ready to put in our cylinder. And so we put our base gasket on, and then obviously we have our 2 dowel pins here. I'm actually gonna throw some lube in here for the crank. Now we can go ahead and slide this over, put it on the piston. So you're gonna want to squeeze all the rings together. Be very, very careful. I'm gonna check them one last time since I was having trouble with that oil ring. Okay, so now that we have our piston and cylinder on, and everything is on properly over here on our head, I went ahead and assembled all this, not on camera, but I mean, you guys get the gist of it. I've done this a bunch of times, putting valves in. There's really nothing to it. But yeah, I labeled the valve shims that it has on my whiteboard just in case something's off. So we are waiting on a couple of things. I'm waiting for one of these clips. I'm waiting for the gaskets that go on the side. And actually, I believe that's all we're waiting for on this one now. So I'm going to go ahead and put the head on top, and I'm going to leave it without the cams on there. And then that way we can go ahead and do that afterwards. And then that's probably going to be it for this video on this Polaris Outlaw until we get the rest of the parts, and then we can probably finish it up and pretty much just throw it in the quad, and then maybe we can go over a couple of things on what's going on with the quad and if it needs anything really, so we can check that out as well. Shoot. Alright, so we got our gasket on. Now we just got to put in our timing chain guide here. Want to make sure it sits properly on the edge over here. Right. Now we can go ahead and put on our head. I just want to make sure that the dowel pins are in the right places, which are they're supposed to be in the backs here. So one is here, one is over here, so we're good on that. There we go. Sorry, I was trying to do it without really blocking the view here. Just because everything's been sitting, and I believe they're all the same size. Yeah, because sometimes there's like two that are shorter than others, and two that are longer, obviously. So the torque specs, I believe I told you guys last time for the Polaris Outlaw. At first you got to do it to 22 foot-pounds, and then you got to do it to 21 foot-pounds. Crisscross pattern. So I'm just gonna leave it like that for the moment. Probably the last thing I will do is just throw on the sprocket here. Now I might not even do that because I don't like doing that until it's in the quad, because then I kind of just pull the chain and just slightly snug it over, then tighten down the sprocket with the chain already on it, so I don't have to move the rear arms back and, you know, do all that to adjust the chain so I have some slack to slide it over. But I mean, this is it, you guys. We're pretty much coming to the end here. I mean, I could put, no, well, I need this gasket, I need this gasket, I need this gasket, and I mean, that's pretty much it. Everything else, obviously the cams, I'm missing this half moon circlip, whatever you want to call it, and then the gaskets, and we should be good. Unfortunately, the parts are not going to come in for a good like week, so you guys probably won't see this for a little while, but I probably will see if I can start fixing stuff on this if I need to. But honestly, you guys, everything is mostly here. I don't really think I need to do anything, or that I could do anything as of right now until the engine gets put in, because I mean, like oil lines I have to put on. Obviously the carb, I might clean the carb, but I'll just do that off camera. Yeah, other than that, I just have to, you know, connect wires, and I can't really do anything until it's already in. But other than that, I mean, it's all good to go, you guys. That's pretty much gonna sum up the video for today. And I mean, we got pretty far. This is huge. So I just need to torque down the specs, put the cams on, put the timing, the cover, both the gaskets, and then the water pump gasket, and we're straight to put it into the engine. But I might put on the gaskets first and then throw this into the actual quad, so I can torque those head bolts correctly, and it's actually sitting somewhere where it's not going to be moving around. But yeah, you guys, if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel. Definitely a lot of builds, always here in the garage, and definitely subscribe, like, and share the videos so you guys can check them out when they come out. Make sure to hit that notification bell so you guys will get them. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Peace, y'all.